Good morning Flosstube, it's Liz here, a stitchy bug. I'd like to start by saying thank you to all of you who have been so lovely and kind and supportive over the last few weeks. The comments that you left on my last video, some of you have emailed me, sent me cards, and it's been so appreciated, and I have felt so loved by all of you during what's been a really difficult few weeks. So I'm going to kind of start by getting the life update stuff out of the way. So for those of you that don't like life update stuff, come back in about 5 minutes. I'm going to get that out of the way now, and then we're done, and then we can talk about our stitching. So, Mum hung on longer than we were expecting her to, and she finally died on the 14th of September. That was a tough couple of weeks, just watching her fade away. But it was a privilege to be able to be there and to spend that time with her, even though I'm not sure that she had a lot of awareness of who was there and what was going on around her. It really was a privilege. We had her funeral a week ago Friday, so the 11th of October, and it was such a lovely service, and I think Mum would have liked it. I think we celebrated her life. We remembered all the things about her that made her Mum, so before she'd got poorly, and it really was a very, very special time. The church was packed out. I was amazed. Family, friends, her church people came to be there and to join with us in saying goodbye and to celebrate her life and to give thanks for the time that we had had with her. It was as lovely as I could have wanted it to be. So, you know, we're going through now our grieving process, and grief takes you by surprise sometimes. The first few weeks are very busy doing all the letting people know and organising the funeral and doing all of that kind of stuff, and now, you know, we've moved on to another stage. So, you know, some days are better than others, and we just make the most of every day that we have. So yeah, we're just at a different stage in that whole process now, and I've started the long job of actually trying to sort out her house and go through her belongings, and I'm just taking that at a steady pace. There's no rush, so I'm just doing that as and when, doing a little bit, going into house, and when I feel like I've had enough for the day, then I'm stopping and I'm coming home, and I'm very grateful that I can come home to my lovely family. And at times like this, I think you hold those you love that little bit closer. So there we go. So that's kind of been life for the last sort of 6 weeks since I was last with you. But thank you all so much for your love and support and prayers during this time, and I really have felt very blessed to know that you're all with me and you're all thinking of me. Okay, sorry, getting a bit right. Stitching, that's what you're here for. Let's talk about stitching. So I have a couple of finishes. I have some FFAs to show you. I have whips to show you. I have got some of my haul, but you know, it's been a long time since I showed you haul, and you know, it was like the video before my last one, and I haven't kept everything out that I've bought in the last 10 weeks. So I've just got a few bits of haul to show you, and I've got some plans to talk about. So buckle up, get yourself a drink. This may be a long one, but I've got a lot to show you because it's been such a long time. So I have my fruit tea in my jelly bean mug. There you go, Jelly Bean Factory. So lovely fruit tea today, and amazingly it's still warm. Have I told you, my husband Chris said to me one day, he's like, Liz, do you like cold tea? No. He said, do you like microwave tea? And I'm like, not especially. And he's like, oh, I just wondered because you have it so often. Story of my life. Yesterday there was one cup of tea that I think I microwaved about 3 times because I kept wandering off and doing something else and forgetting about my cup of tea and coming back and it was cold, and you know how it goes. So anyway, amazingly it's a fresh cup of tea and it's still warm. So let's see if I can drink that over the course of my video and have the whole thing while it's still warm. That would be amazing. So finishes. So I worked on this while I was sitting with Mum in hospital. I had started it before, so it was kind of my travel project over the summer, so it came on our camping holidays with us. But the majority of it I did while I was sitting with Mum in hospital. So this is Alice by the TraLaLa collection. And I didn't quite finish it while I was in hospital with her. So there were a few days after she died that I just finished this off because it felt right for me to finish it off. So this one will be going in to my lovely framer very soon, and it will be the next one to go on my Alice wall. The other little finish that I have to show you is this one, which was my page from the Ackworth Friendship Book. But this is a piece that I'm stitching for a friend. So there are, I think, about 10 of us all together, each stitching a page from the Ackworth Friendship Book. And I think I explained in one of my earlier videos that my friend Denise has provided all the materials for us to do this, and then we're all going to send our page off to her so that she can put the whole thing together and make up the book. So that's my page. I really enjoyed stitching this. It's done in a Silks for You thread, and I'm sorry I haven't got it handy to be able to show you which one it is. So the lovely variegation within that silk, it was a pleasure, a joy to stitch with that silk. It was really lovely. I really enjoyed that. So there will definitely be more single colour pieces in my future. I have a few kind of lined up, and I have some gorgeous silk that I haven't made decisions on yet, but I have an ink circles lined up that I'm really keen to start. And I must admit, since seeing Jan Hicks' Shades of Gold, I've been having a look at some of those from Northern Expressions, and I'm eyeing up, I think it's Shades of Indigo, but I want to stitch it in probably a teal colour. We'll see. Teal, green, something like that, I think. That may change, but Shades of Indigo is the one that I'm eyeing up at the moment. And I showed you in an earlier video the 6 pages from 1903, 1910, something like that, that I bought, having seen it on Darling Bluebell's Flosstube. I love Mika, she's gorgeous. If you haven't already watched Mika at Darling Bluebell, do go check her out. I'll try to remember to put the link to her channel below. She is absolutely adorable. So yeah, I've got that one, and I am waiting on a delivery of some silks from Thread Pickers, and I'm hoping that I can find within what I bought. I got a bit carried away because she had a sale in August, like a Facebook sale event, and I was just like, yeah, like that one, and I put them on layaway and I finished paying for them now, so I'm hoping that they will be coming to me fairly soon, and I'm hoping to pick out from within my order there 3 greens that I think work really nicely together so that I can do the 6 pages. So that will be coming up at some point in my future, probably New Year. I've got some other plans for the end of this year that I'm going to share with you later on. So yeah, so that's all really good. I loved stitching one colour. It was just so nice just to not have to worry about colour changes and just sit and stitch and just enjoy that whole kind of mindful process. And I found it really comforting in those sort of first couple of weeks just after we lost Mum, to just be able to do the stitching that I love, but do it in a very, very easy, very gentle way. And it meant that if I literally only stitched 10 stitches, it didn't matter. So yeah, that was lovely. And if you haven't already done a single colour piece, then I really, really recommend it. So definitely more coming for me, I think, in the new year. I have some FFOs to show you. Oh, I love my framer. This was the first piece that I'd taken in to him. I'm hoping I can get this in without too much glare. There we go. So this is my quotes to live by. I had not tried him really before. So this was my testing my framer out, and what an amazing job he's done. So I just get that a bit closer so that you can see the frame that I've used there. So yeah, I'm absolutely, not too much glare on there, that's good. Absolutely delighted with that one. So I loved what he'd done for me on that one so much that I took some more pieces into him. Just bear with me while I put this safely. So there are 2 still in with him that I'm going to pick up at the beginning of November, because I took 4 in all at once. So I've picked up 2, which I'm going to show you now. Then the other 2 are still with him, and I'm kind of spacing it out just to help me pay for it, really. And it also meant that he wasn't kind of trying to get everything done all at once. Rustle. This is the Ladybugs and Bumblebees. So the mount, if you remember, I had painted by Pastel Floral. And I think that the green frame there, let's pop that a bit closer for you. I just thought that was so perfect. I'm absolutely delighted with that. So that's one. And then the other one is, so I believe that chart, the Ladybugs and Bumblebees, it's either Country Cottage Needleworks. I think it's Country Cottage Needleworks. If it's not, it's Little House Needleworks, but I think it's Country Cottage. And then this one, the other mount that I had painted by Pastel Floral. And this is a Jardin Privé free chart, which you can find on their blog. So if you just Google Jardin Privé blog, and then there's a section on the blog with all the free charts. So the mount, again, by Pastel Floral, and that beautiful, beautiful framing, which just picks out all those colours so beautifully. So I am absolutely delighted with those. Try and get the whole thing in to show you. So hubby is going to get these 2 up on the wall for me later. Yes, you are, Chris. yeah, those are going up on the wall this afternoon. And Create to Live By already has a spot on the wall. We've already had that one up, which is fab. It's so nice to actually get some of my work up. I have very little of my stitching up on the walls at the moment. So the kids have got a piece each in their bedroom that I did for them a couple of Christmases ago. But there's not a huge amount of my stitching up anywhere else at the moment because I went away from stitching for such a long time, and I've kind of come back, and the pieces that I did kind of in that first year that I came back, I haven't actually had framed yet. So even though I finished them, not had them framed. So it's really nice now to be kind of starting to get some of my work framed and be able to get that up on the wall. So really looking forward to seeing that. So that's my FFOs. Remember this while it's warm. So let's show you a little bit of haul, and then I'll do whips, and then I'll do plans. Sounds good. Okie dokie. This one just arrived this morning in the post. So this is Nora Corbett Queen Anne's lace. This is one that was released a while back in a magazine. I think a few years ago actually. It was in a magazine, and it's relatively recent, I think within the last 6 months or so, actually being published as a chart. And I just love her. I think the colours are so pretty. I love that pink and green combo, and I think for spring that will be amazing. So love her. I ordered one of the new hands-on design charts at Cranberry Christmas, and I got the sulky pack of threads to go with that. So I don't know if you remember, I'd got one of Carolyn Manning's charts and ordered the sulky threads to go with that, and I haven't yet started it, but they came in a pack which I was able to order at the same time as ordering the chart. So looking forward to having a go with those, and I actually love, because they're quite small, I should be able to travel around with those and work on those as a travel project, and it will be nice to have a Christmassy travel project. At the same time as ordering that last one, I ordered this one from the Drawn Thread, Little Bits of Christmas. And that comes as a chart pack, and it's got the beads and the buttons in as well. Cardinals, just, you know, cardinals. So I'm thinking at the moment, and I haven't actually opened this to have a look in detail, I like this layout here with the tall, thin, but I'm thinking I might pick some of the other squares from here to make that up. So I will probably keep Peace, Joy, Love. And then I may actually put more pictures in than that, so make it taller and thinner. I don't know yet. I'm going to have a look, open it up when I ever get to starting it, whenever that is, and actually see kind of realistically what can I do, and also kind of have to think about like how many beads I've got, and if I've got enough beads to do what I'm thinking of doing. So I'll have a play when I'm ready to do something with that one. So this, if you've been around for a while, you know I love peacocks. This was a special design for I think it was for the Pulse Stitches retreat that took place in Cardiff a few weeks ago, and one of my friends went to that retreat and got this for me. So I got that with the beads and the Karen water lilies. So I'm thinking that it needs a darker fabric. That model one, I don't think that light fabric is really doing it justice. So I think whenever I come to stitch it, I will pick something a bit darker to really kind of throw those colours up a bit better, and probably something, I don't know, fairly plain. I don't want the mottling to detract too much from the peacock, so we will see. I picked this one up. I think I got this from Stash Unload actually. A Glendon Place chart. So that one is called Ode to Snowflakes. I love winter. Really love winter. I'm quite excited about kind of moving into winter soon. I mean, we're kind of still in autumn, definitely autumn here in the UK. And winter for me kind of kicks in towards the end of November. And autumn's lovely too. I love all the seasons. I can't actually pick a favourite. I love all of the seasons, but you know, they each have their own thing that makes them special to me. So I can't actually pick a favourite, but I must admit I was hanging the washing out on the line a couple of weeks ago, and it was quite early in the morning, and I actually came back in, said to my husband, come outside, and I said to him, what do you smell? And he's like, autumn. And we both just looked at each other and smiled. And it's so exciting to get that first sense of autumn in the air. So yeah, we were both like, hey, autumn. I've treated myself, or splashed out rather. This is the Sparkling Peacock Mandala by Chatelaine. I do not think that cover picture really does that justice at all. But if you Google images of this one, I just think, wow, 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 wow. So my plan, I may start this one next February. I'm going to a retreat near Southampton next February. My friend Nicola's going, my friend Sandra and my friend Sam are also going. And we were chatting on the Facebook group the other day about maybe having a Chatelaine new start. I do have Spring Knot Garden nearly kitted up, and I just need to choose fabric for that. So I may start Spring Knot Garden, or I may start this one, but I haven't even started kicking this up yet. So we'll see. And I also splashed out and bought a chart for Blue Moroccan Lace Mandala. And again, Google images of this one because it is stunning. Mrs. Sadus is currently working on this, and she has just created a thread pack for this one, which I will probably be investing in at some point, and just to use her silks just as a change than what's charted. So yeah, a bit of splashing out there with two Chatelaine charts, but I kind of figure, you know, once you have the charts, and you can kit them up and stitch them whenever you want. And I've had a couple of times where I've not bought charts because I thought, oh, I can't do them at the moment. I haven't got time. I've got too many whips or whatever. So I've not bought the charts. And then when I've gone back and looked for them, they've been out of print and I've missed out altogether. So, you know, obviously I don't buy every single chart that I see that I like because, you know, I don't have that kind of money. I am a bit of a magpie. I do like the pretty things, but I have to be a little bit sensible. But if I really, really love a chart, then I do tend to buy it now because, you know, I have it and I can get around to it whenever. And even if I never get around to stitching it, it gives me a lot of pleasure just to kind of look through my charts and all those possibilities and options and choices, and it's lovely. So that's how I choose to do things. I know some people buy a chart, stitch it, buy the next chart, stitch it. You know, if that makes you happy, then that's fantastic. There are some people who do buy all the things and never stitch any of them. Again, if it makes you happy, then, you know, I'm not going to judge you. No judgment here. We're all doing what we love. So, continue my Alice obsession. I got Bendy Stitchy, we're all mad here, or Alice is mad plant, sorry. So Lollipop Stitches now stocks all of Michelle Bendy Stitchy's patterns, and you can find her on Etsy, and I will try to remember to link her below. So for those of us in the UK trying to get hold of Michelle's patterns, we now have a UK supplier, which is fab. So that one, I don't think that's going to take very long at all to stitch. 2-3 days. There's a lot of empty space there, so that one might be a quickie for my Alice wall. And finally, I think this is another one that I got from Stash Unload. This is Shepherd's Bush chart. It's a Sweet Honeybee. And I need to try and source that lovely button that's in the middle there. I'll show you close. So I need to try and source that. I haven't even looked yet. So that's Shepherd's Bush Sweet Honeybee. Yes, I'm going to have a hunt and see if I can find that button somewhere. And I think there's another button for the bee. Yeah, just up there. There's another little button up there for the bee. So I'm going to have a hunt for those and see if I can find them. So I think that's actually a pretty good haul, and that's not all the haul I've had, because I have had a couple of pieces of fabric and bits and pieces, but yeah, I've done really well. I'm very blessed, very blessed. Okay, whips. Guys, you're letting me down. Stitch the Birds Sal is on, and I am trying to follow this hashtag, and I'm not finding very many pictures, so come on guys, get those pictures up. Stitch the Birds, so hashtag Stitch the Birds on Instagram or on Facebook. Get those pictures up, get sharing those pictures of all your lovely bird charts that you're stitching. I know you're stitching them because you all told me when I did my giveaway all these amazing charts that you were going to be stitching, and I had a look and there were some beautiful, beautiful choices that you all made. So come on, get sharing those pictures, put the tag on so that I can see what you're working on. There are a couple of people that I've been following on Instagram that have put some pictures up for me, but come on, let's share them. So follow that hashtag on Instagram and on Facebook, and you know, let's share the love of stitching birds because they're fab. I had to change my plans because I haven't got, although there was a delay in the final chart for the Songbird's Garden being released. I think it's out now, but I don't think my UK supplier has it yet. I think when I looked a couple of days ago they still didn't have it. Because of how I'm wanting to stitch those, I want to do them 3 groups of 4, and I feel like I need all of the charts so that I can decide on the best groupings and try and find groupings with similar colours so that when I pick a fabric it's going to work for all of the charts in that group. So I've changed my plans. I'm basically, if I'm stitching anything with a bird in now, I'm going to use that hashtag when I'm sharing pictures. So when I was stitching that one and I shared a couple of pictures of it, I used the hashtag. So, you know, it doesn't have to be the same piece every time. But my main piece that I'm working on, I don't actually have a picture of the overall thing. I don't think. Bear with me. See, this is me being so out of the habit of doing my floss tubes. Let me see if I have a picture. I don't think there was a cover picture with this one. Ah, there we go. So I am working on that baby. So that is Prince Small. Whoever said this was small was having a laugh. I mean, the stitch count 154 by 274 doesn't sound horrendous, but I don't know, well, the finished size on 14 count is 11 by 19.5 inches. That's quite big. And there are about 9 or 10 pages of chart, and it's it's well and truly dense charting. But anyway, this is what I am currently working on for my Stitch the Birds, and I haven't done loads on it. Oh, I'm dropping everything now. So that's where we're at the moment. So my fabric is by Jodie Designs. Let me see if I can find a name of fabric to tell you. And apparently I've put everything away. Oh guys, I'm so sorry. Bear with me, you know I'm not normally quite this disorganised. Right, it's Peacock Feathers by Jodie Designs. And I'm stitching on 32 count Belfast linen, 2/2. So I think that's all your main information there. There are a lot of colours in this guy. My colour list. Lots of quite similar colours, but it is going to be beautiful. So I'm going to try and get some more time in on that one over the weekend. I think part of my thing has been, because it's quite confetti heavy, and honestly the last few weeks I've just not been in a place where I can cope with stitching that much confetti. It's just, I think it's needed too much brain power, which I just don't have at this point in time. And you know, the whole point with our stitching is it's supposed to be our hobby, it's supposed to be what we enjoy, it's supposed to keep us calm. So stitch what is working for you at any given point in time. And although I love this one and I really, really want to stitch it, it's just the confetti, it's just my brain, it's not happening with my brain at the moment. So I'm just I'll pick it up again, try and do a little bit on it. The weekends I'm more likely to pick it up, to be honest, because I have a bit more time. I can get a little bit of daytime stitching done at the weekends. So, you know, I kind of get to an evening and I'm back at work as well now. So when I get to an evening, actually coping with that much confetti is just like, whoa, brain's not happening. I've dabbled again in Harbour Haven. I adore this design. I don't honestly know why I don't pick it up more often, because I love it so much. I desperately want it up on my wall. Just let me move the chart. And I still haven't even finished part 1, so I'm just completely like rubbish with it, but there's definite progress. You will see progress from last time you saw it. And I just love the colours and everything about this I adore. So I want to, really want to do more on it. I think the trouble is, it's like I stitch all the things, I just want to do all of the things. I see the things, they're so pretty, and I'm just like, oh, shiny. But Harbour Haven is just, it needs more love, so we're going to give it some more love. And when I talk about my plans in a little while, I've done a thing, and I will tell you all about that in a little while. I'm trying to tidy up as I go along, because if I don't, it takes me so long to put things back together again, and this way I can kind of keep everything in its place. Okay, here's one that I have probably been doing the most work on over the last few weeks. So I don't know if you remember, earlier on in the year I said I had 4 pieces that I wanted to get finished this year. I have already finished 3 of those. The 4th one is a gift that I can't show you, and I'm chipping away at it. If I'm being really honest, I'm not enjoying it. I'm getting a bit bored with it, a bit fed up with it. So I have to make myself stitch on it, but I am going to get the gift finished this year. And then because I've done 3 out of the 4, I picked another 2 pieces that I said I wanted to get finished this year. And this is one of them. I'm just going to take the, I was going to just take the top, there we go, off the Q-snap, just so that I can open it up a bit and show you. So this is January by Waxing Moon Designs. Hopefully I've got all of that in for you. So I'm working down now. I've got more border to do on both sides, but this is where I'm working at the moment. So there's more picture to go along the bottom. Let me find the picture for you so I can show you what it's... Whoa! Everything has just collapsed. Hang on, I've got to pause. Okay, I'm back. Literally everything just fell on top of me then. Right, January by Waxing Moon Designs. So that is the full picture. So you can see I'm doing pretty well. I think I'm doing pretty well. There we go. I'll put the 2 side by side kind of. So yeah, just got that picture at the bottom and the border and the bottom border bit to finish. So this is one of my focus pieces to get finished this year. So the plan is that I will eventually do all of the Waxing Moon Designs months. I'm buying the charts kind of gradually from Etsy. And most of you who've been around for a while will have already seen those, but I will pop the link below so that you can have a look at the Waxing Moon Designs Etsy store, because there's some gorgeous, gorgeous charts there. And if you haven't already watched them a little while ago, I can't remember, is it? In the summer, I took part in a Flosstube designer collaboration. And one of the 3 designers that I featured in my showcase was Waxing Moon Designs. So there's a bit more info about Waxing Moon Designs. If you just go back, if you look for Flosstube collaboration video on my channel, you'll see there 3 designers that I featured. So if you've not already watched that, have a peek at that, and that will tell you a bit more about Waxing Moon Designs. So January is coming on beautifully, and again that's a really, really nice stitch. It's got enough there to keep me interested, but it's not like really confetti heavy, not challenging stitching at all. And it's nice to kind of see some good progress being made on a piece. I think that kind of spurs you on to achieve more when you can actually see some really lovely progress. Drink's still warm, just. Okie dokie. The other piece that I have been working on is Needles Dance. So let me find the chart, show you the picture. So that's Needles Dance, which was a collaboration design from Hands On Designs, Ink Circles and Summer House Stitchworkes. And I am doing this. This was a kit that I received, or that I bought rather, and that is where I have got with that one so far. So my friends Sam and Gina are also stitching on this. We are all going to a Myrobelia retreat at the very beginning of November, and our plan is that we are each going to stitch a motif on each other's charts. So looking forward to that one. So that one will be going with me to the retreat, and I may well just pick that one up in the evenings on the retreat because it's a nice stitch, very easy, very gentle going. and that might be ideal for the evenings on the retreats, and then Sam and Gina can do their motif on it. That would be really lovely. So that's one of the things that will be coming with me to retreat, which brings me nicely into talking about my plans. So I'm just checking that I've got everything. By the Bay, who designed Harbour Haven, are kicking off a brand new stitch along. Jan Hicks spoke quite a lot about this on one of her recent Flosstubes. I had already signed up. Beat you to it, Jan. I saw the pictures coming out. I thought, yes, I want to be in on this one. It is, so what I'm going to try and show you is just that. Now this is my info sheet with some of the details on, but I want to show you that's the picture. So the middle section, she has a couple of different options for. So you can either use the word seasons, or she's got like a little sailing boat option. She's talking about releasing perhaps some other options, maybe as a little bit of an extra cost, or perhaps part way through. I have my own idea about what I want to include in the middle, and it was one of the ideas that Donna was talking about, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that she will release it. I'm also, I have to be honest, I'm not mad keen on all that brown around the edges and in the middle. So assuming that this brown is actually stitched, which I believe it is, I'm going to find something else, and it could be that I just leave it out altogether. I don't replace it with another colour, or I may just substitute another colour. I'm not a huge brown fan, and obviously for tree trunks and things like that it's got to be brown, but that's not a tree trunk, and I think I could equally find another colour if I feel that needs to be stitched. So the plan at the moment is I'm not going to stitch the brown. So how this is working is the stitch along is going to be over 8 months, and so there's going to be one chart a month. So each season will basically, there will be 2 parts for each season. She's also including smaller charts that will be like vintage postcards that will be each month, and then there's going to be a thank you gift at the end of some bigger charts, individual charts for each season. So loads and loads of options with this one, and I think the best thing for me to do is if I pop the link below of her blog where it's got all of the details about the stitch along, all of the sign up info, and then you can have a look. And if you have a look at Jan Hicks's video, she's put some more info about it on her video as well. But I'm really, really excited about this one. That one thing I'm not sure about is whether I start this one and try and keep up with it as it comes out and just put Harbour Haven to one side for now, or whether I just buy the charts for this one as they come out and don't start stitching it yet, but I want to stitch it. I need to go through my fabric. I want to stitch this one on 40 count because I want to stitch it with one strand of thread, and because that will make the stitching quicker for me because I won't have to railroad. So it will speed up my stitching time anyway, but I think on 40 count it will just be really lovely. So I need to go through my fabric, see if I've got any 40 count that would be suitable. Size wise, on 40 count, I'm going to stitch 1/2. So I think I'm looking at about 11.5 inches square, so that will easily fit on a fat quarter of fabric, and I will have fabric to spare. So I'm going to go through my fabric, my 40 count, probably over this weekend at some point, see what I've got. Have I got anything? I think I want to, actually it doesn't have to be a crazy beautiful colour, because actually apart from the middle and the corners, this is all full coverage. So the sky is stitched here and here, so it doesn't really need to be a fab fabric. I don't, you know, and colour wise I probably don't want to go too crazy, because this unstitched section in the centre is what will show, and then however much of the corners I leave. So I'm going to go through my 40 count, see what I've got. So that's definitely in the plans. The other thing that's in the plans, this is another one that will be coming to the retreat with me. So this was the other piece that I said I want to finish this year. So this is one of the two kind of add-on pieces that I mentioned earlier. So it's Barbara Anna Designs, oh sorry, Autumn Tree. And this is how far I've got with it. So this will be coming to the retreat with me. So I think I had this as a new start at the Myrobelia retreat last autumn. So I've got all my needle minders on there from that retreat. So I think this may well have been a new start, or I'd only just started it then. And I love this one, and again, it's not been picked up for a while. This is one of the ones I'm going to aim to get finished this year. So this one is definitely coming to the retreat with me, and let's see if I can make some progress. And then my final plans. This one's a bit special, because this one's going to be in memory of my mum. So Mum and I shared a November birthday. So this year be a bit strange on my birthday, because it will be the first one that Mum's not been around for. And very often, particularly before she got ill, we used to go out for lunch together, or go out for the day together, or, you know, spend the day, or at least a good chunk of the day together. That's not happened sort of over the last 3 years or so while she's been poorly, but you know, we still share the birthday. It's a thing. So this one is in memory of my mum, and she loved autumn, really loved autumn. So I am going to stitch Autumn All Around by Glendon Place for my mum. So I have got this kitted up, we're good to go, but I need help on deciding which fabric, blue or green. So in the comments below, let me know what you think, blue or green. I think I'm leaning towards the blue, because it just bounces all those autumn colours up, and then I put the threads against the green and they look fab against the green. So let me know what you think. So the two fabrics are the green is Mossy Ruins by Crafty Kitten, that's that one, and the blue is Old Blue by XG Designs. So it's one of those two. The threads are gorgeous, there are beads, there are metallics. It's going to be such a special tribute to my mum, and I'm really excited about stitching that one. So yeah, this one's for mum. So that is going to be my new start, and I'm going to start that on my birthday. So it will be kind of like I'm spending the day with mum, just in a different way this year. So that's plans. So the other plans that I need to talk to you about is I finished my gingerbread village a little while ago. You will have seen the finish of that one. It's with the framers. When I pick it up, you'll see what I've chosen to do with the framing. So under my own rules, I'm allowed a new start, and I wanted to start another Christmassy feeling kind of a piece. So I have pulled out a few options, which I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to run the Tiny Decisions app to pick which one I'm going to start. So, it's all excitement here. So, first option. Jack Frost Tree Farm. This is, I have all the charts. This is just me kind of take a shortcut to try and show you the whole design. So that's Jack Frost Tree Farm. So that's an option. This is my Christmas list by Silver Creek Samplers. The majority of these are not kitted up. I'm going to have to pause you a moment because my tablet's playing up. Okay, technology is proving challenging. I've had to swap onto my phone. I'm going to try and mush all these together. Anyway, we're okay. I'm so sorry. Right, let's start again. My choices. So, Jack Frost Tree Farm. My Christmas list by Silver Creek Samplers. Memorabilia, the Christmas Elf Fairy. Rummage. So Jingles by Lizzie Kate. So, oh, there we go, there's a picture on the back. That's what they look like when they're all stitched together. So that's Jingles by Lizzie Kate. Christmas Land, which I have had for a little while, and some people have been doing a stitch along, I think, with the kitten stitcher. That may have finished by now, I don't know. But I bought this a while back and I've got the silks and things with it. So just try and show you a picture of the whole thing. I don't know if that's focusing. So that's Christmas Land. So that's a choice. This is Holly, Pixie from Nora Corbett. I got distracted. I was trying to pull out my choices this morning and then I found more and I've had to add more things on. So Barbara Anna, Cinnamon Christmas, but if this comes up I will be doing it in the red colourway, not the pumpkin colourway. Another Barbara Anna Designs, this is Oh Christmas Tree. Renato Parolin, so this is Christmas, the beautiful, beautiful tree. That's quite a well-known design, that one, absolutely stunning. And this one, oh, I fell in love with this little lady. So she is in the November issue of Cross Stitcher magazine. This Christmas Angel, she's really different to what I normally stitch, but I love her. So she has gone onto my list. So those are my choices. So I've plugged them all in on there. Let's spin the wheel and see what we get. So exciting. Christmas Rules. So I think that's the Silver Creek Samplers of my Christmas list. I don't know why I put it in as Christmas Rules. So that's my Christmas project. That's what I'm going to be stitching. Oh, wow. I'm excited about that one. I'm going to have to get that kitted up. And then I think that may be a new start at the retreat. I think that's okay, isn't it? I can have a new start at the retreat. And that will be kind of the very beginning of November, so I'm not going to finish it by Christmas, but I should at least have some progress on it by Christmas. So yeah, that sounds like a good time to start it. Let's do that. I'll get that kitted up and good to go. So guys, thank you so much for spending time with me today. Thank you again for all your love and prayers and support and emails and messages. You don't know how much I appreciate them. And I think you really, guys, you're living that kindness, aren't you? So in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Bye bye.